Hey guys, so today I want to just have 10-15 minutes of rambling around the topic of fear based boxes. And because very often when people ask me what I'm doing, I say that I help people to get out of their fear based box into living their truth and start living their truth. And for some people, they ask me afterwards what is that box, what actually is the box you're talking about. And now I'm going to explain a little bit more about what I mean by that. From very early in our childhood, our when we are helpless and we need help from our parents, friends, later late lecturers, teachers, whoever there is in our life, we want the help of these people because we cannot make it ourselves. That's why we start creating some kind of beliefs which we carry with us, uh, so that we make sure that people around us are gonna help us to survive. So because we want their approval, we create these beliefs. An example of that might be, for example, if I go out after 8 o'clock in the evening, that's not all right because my mother is gonna be mad at me. So I shouldn't be careless like this. And if I'm not careless, my mother will love me. That's something which I just came up with now. And then you create that for in your life, but and for the time being, maybe it was all right to do it because yes, maybe your mother wouldn't um, abandon you, but at least she's gonna be mad at you. But then you continue in our life and we continue with this generalized idea of if I'm reckless, I'm not gonna be loved, so I'm not gonna survive. And we start living like this, and this is just one of them, but there are many, 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 many forms of that we have in our life. So we create this fear-based reality where um, we have so many of these beliefs which create this fear, more and more fear in us. So they restrict us in the later moments in our life to actually unleash our potential, take steps which we need to step in to take, sorry, in order to make something happen in our career, in our intimate life, in our relationships, um, in our practice. For example, I'm a coach and there are people in our business. No matter where, the thing is that all of these ideas they're in our being, so our being is everywhere in all of these areas, so it actually shows up everywhere. That's why, for example, when I work with people, um, very often when someone um, talk about certain thing in certain area, I always ask, where do you where else do you see this happening or occurring in your life? Because in this way, the person realizes that it's not the area which is the problem, but it's the being he has or she has towards certain things and reacting to certain things in certain way. That's the reason actually. And once a person realizes that and start really doing more and more uh, in-depth an in-depth analysis to that, uh, that creates a freedom for the person so that they can decide if they want to continue like this or they want to change it in some way. And this is something which I think every one of us needs to be aware. And this is one of my missions in life, is to help people to raise their consciousness in this way, their awareness, so that they know that what is happening, this box is not them. The box is not you. I just want to look at the camera and say that. It's important. The box is not you. The box is just a box you have created in order to survive, but it's not you. You is the person who is deciding if you're gonna choose to actually follow all of these beliefs and ideas in the box or not. And the good thing about it is that you can remove the components of this box whatever you want if you decide to do it. And what I'm saying here is like, um, until the moment we are totally enlightened, which I guess it wouldn't happen for everyone who is listening that, including me, in this life, you are gonna live in boxes. And that's the way a human being lives. You have certain boxes with principles, values, beliefs, and all of this stuff. But the difference comes, and what makes the difference here is what kind of box you create and with where the things are coming from. So what I mean by that is a lot of the things which we have acquired throughout the years are coming from fear, and the fear that we cannot survive. And actually, the only function they have is to help us survive. And I'm sure that all of you are going to agree that yes, we have survived. So we succeeded with that. The books worked. But if you want to thrive in your life, in your intimate, again, relationships, normal, friends, career, work, I say work because your work can be your business or therapy, practice, wherever you have. You don't want to follow a box which helps you survive. You want to follow a box which helps you thrive. So if you want to thrive, what is the normal thing we can do is to really learn how to change the components of this box so we can thrive with that. And if you have an idea that, for example, you don't need to take too much risks in your life because you might lose and you might become homeless and you can or you just cannot cope with that, you cannot thrive with that. And this big realization, I say big because when a person really in the moment realizes that, then you have the choice to make this change, not before that. And what I'm saying is, sometimes we want to be with affirmations. I'm gonna be great. Everything. I'm risk taker, courageous person. You don't do anything with that. At least I think like this. Besides the fact that you irritate yourself with this. And what is the idea of that is just to realize what you have already created. Understand the fact that actually you are not to blame that you created it. You created it for good, for your survival, because that was your goal when you were a child. And then decide if you want to stay with that. You also might forgive yourself and be compassionate with yourself because you did it for good. You decided for good. Now you can decide to let it go. And letting go is not a very easy process. Letting go might happen for seconds, milliseconds maybe. But very often we stay with stuff years and years and years because we believe that this is us, and if we let them go, we are going to lose our identity. And that's why we are not letting all of these beliefs and principles and way of being and way of seeing the world, because we believe that this is us. And I'm going to repeat again, the box is not you. The box is just a tool which helps you to achieve the goals you have created in your life. You are the being which is actually choosing what to put there, to use these tools to actually function in this material world. And when you realize that, it's like you are not the car. You have a car, but you are not the car. You use the car to go from one place to the other in the material world. The same is with these beliefs and principles. They are not us. We just choose them in order for them to serve our material, our earthy, you could say, I don't know if that's the word, ideas and creative pursuits. That's what it is. Nothing more than that. And I know that for some people that might be a little bit challenging to understand it first, but it is like this. And then what I was trying to say is that yes, we can have it and then decide to change it, and we don't let it go because we believe it's us. So for example, recently I had a conversation with one of my clients, and she was saying that actually for her it was very important to keep imagine that long story short, in her family, not great relationships with family members and stuff there, and she realizes that actually there was a certain behavior of hers she was doing only because she, somewhere subconsciously, it was not even consciously, that was keeping her connected to her heritage. Means her father, mother, or the close, the family in general. Even though she doesn't have the great relationship with this family, but somewhere inside, she continue hoping that she can preserve the connection with them. And as they don't have a great connection, like normal, like connection, like talking and having time together, that was what was keeping her with the family. And somewhere inside that keeping her safe, that there is this family and that was the connection with it. Can you imagine what is the strength when you realize that, and to realize that you can let actually that go? How much space you're gonna um, allow yourself to have to actually pursue what you want to pursue. I'm gonna say it for the third time today. Your box is not you, it's just a tool you can use in order to survive. And when I say truth, because the other part of the statement I'm talking about today is get out of your fear-based box or boxes, and start living your truth. Your truth is not like the truth, and I really can thank you personally, JP Morgan. You talk about the truth, and how the truth is not something which is like the truth for everyone, but it's truth for me. And that he opened my eyes. This coach who is really in the high level. He really opened my eyes that actually we create our truth, and our truth is based on what we actually want to create in our life, and we want to have beliefs, principles, models which are helping us to achieve it. And that's very important here, that our beliefs, principles, and things we really want to create in our life are in alignment with the vision we have ahead. Because if you have a vision that you want to have a business, you want to have a great house, family, money, and all of that, and you stay at home watching TV and going around and doing nothing, it wouldn't happen, because you could say, habits and principles are not in alignment with what you want to create in your life. And that's the reality of the thing. And when I say the truth, means, yeah, I want to create these things. I want to be this kind of person who is gonna pursue these dreams and make them happen. That's as simple as it is. And once you create that, creates a lot of freedom. First of all, that creates a freedom of there is no truth in the world, that very often we maybe from, I'm not against religion, I wouldn't say that I'm a religious person, but people, I always say that it's not how the things were written, but how people understand them. Is that there are many things which are written there which people don't understand. They say that there is this truth out there which I need to find, and then when I find it, I'm gonna feel in alignment with myself, so I can start doing stuff. No, personally also I believe that you create the truth based on what you want, and you just then create the alignment with this truth so that you can make this happen. So what I mean by truth is create your box, your greatness box, you could say, your truth box, which is gonna help you to truly connect with yourself in a way that you pursue what you want to create with really zest. And that's what I really love doing with my clients. Help them to actually transform these fear-based boxes into these greatness zest boxes, which are helping them to truly create what they want. Helping my clients to really let go of these old beliefs, fear-based beliefs and principles and models, and create these more powerful, empowered models, which are going to help them to get what they want in life. And if we actually imagine, which is my belief of the things, that in this universe you have all the opportunities you want. It's like a box of chocolate, like I don't remember which movie was that, but he was talking that life is a box of chocolate. You don't know what you're gonna get. I would say that it's a box of chocolate, and you can create your own different types of chocolates, because you have all the possibilities in the world. And when you create your your empowered beliefs, you have the chance to really create what you want around yourself. I mean, talking about what you want to create as career, family, friends, and whatever you want, because every one of us live in different world. Even though we seemingly live in one place, we live in completely different places based on how we see it. And we have our biggest power is over over actually our lens, how we see the world. You can create that by creating this empowered box and live from them. And isn't that a great power? That's why recently I was talking with a friend of mine, coach, that I think that I see us human beings as superhumans, superheroes, and our superpower is that we have the power to create whatever we want in the world with ease if we decide to do it. So I'm so excited about people who are open really to create these empowered boxes and then tackle the world with them and create beautiful things in the world and serve the world in the best way, because that's the way. Because once you learn this skill you have in yourself, or more certainly not learn but remember it, and create who you want to be, and start really doing things from this being of who you want to be, everything changes. First you see the world in a different way, then you really respond to circumstances in completely different ways. You are excited about life, you wake up in the morning with zest for life, you go in the evening in bed with fulfillment, you have a great relationships with people around you, you have a great intimate relationship with your partner, you have you develop your career, it's easy for you to make money, to make any material things in the world, to create them, with ease, because you know that there is nothing which stay on the way. You versus you is the game, and if you learn how to play this game, wow, so many things are possible. Thank you for everyone who decided to listen to even part of this message, guys. I really appreciate you for being with me, because I know in nowadays we are so busy with everything in life, so we don't have even 1 minute sometimes to really connect with ourselves and stay with that. And my goal with these videos is actually to help people connect with themselves. I talk about stuff, but I want you to actually feel that you are doing that for yourself. Just go with yourself within yourself, and ask yourself where I am still keeping my fear-based boxes, and I'm afraid, or I'm resisting to let them go. And if I let them go, what is possible? And I'm gonna tell you, everything is possible. Literally everything. Because once you create this, you remember this childlike enthusiasm for everything in life, and you start really playing the game of life, not trying to achieve in life, but just playing the game of life. Whew. What is possible there, we cannot imagine. Thank you for listening, guys. Appreciate you, and talk to you soon. So have a lovely, lovely, lovely evening.